Hello, I'm Ajita Basak. Welcome to another episode of Automation Digest. Today we will be talking about mocking geolocations in Selenium 4. Before we talk about it, let's understand the scenario. We all may be placed in different geographical locations. The test that we want to conduct on applications may have different behaviors in different locations or time zones. To test those kind of scenarios, we are not going to physically visit that location. So how do we do it? Let us assume we are in this site. What is my timezone.com? It gives me the time from where I am logged in. It says IST and the time. What if I want to change it and see the behavior of the system? Manually, what I need to do is right click, inspect. Now, in the dev tool, if you see there are three dots, click on it, go for more tools and search for something called sensors. Click on sensors, you get a tab. In the sensors tab, if you see, I have option for latitude, longitude, time zone IDs and locale. By default, it has no override. If I change this, let's say to London, you see a time zone, Europe, London. And now if I refresh this page, it is a British summertime. Similarly, if I change to San Francisco, and refresh the page, I get a different time zone, now being PDT or Pacific Daylight Time. So this is all what we have done manually. We have changed the detail of the location, the latitude, longitude, or the time zone ID, and based on that, my time changed. Similarly, this site gives me the location of latitude and longitude. If I click on detect my location, I see a latitude and longitude based on San Francisco's latitude and longitude. If I change the value to, let's say, Mumbai and refresh the page, perform the same actions again, if you see, the latitude and longitude is different. And this is basically matching the Mumbai latitude and longitude, right? So the override that we have done is based on the sensors functionality which is available with CDP, Chrome Developer Tool. Now, as you would be knowing, Selenium 4 supports direct access to CDP. Because it has access to CDP, now I can do this change using my automation code as well. So how do I do it? Let's go into IntelliJ and code it out. I have already created two classes for geolocation and time zones. We will be doing the code separately for overriding the time and overriding the location. First things first, we have to open the browser. So let's write the code. Once I have initialized the Chrome and maximized it, let me go into the website. I'll copy the same line of code in time zone as well. Once we have done this, what we need to do is we have to start a CDP session. Now I have already kept ready the locator for the time zone that we were able to view on the site. So let me just use it before making the change to see what time zone it returns. If I quickly execute this code, it gave me a time. Now let's overwrite it. To overwrite, what we have to do is first form a map of the time zone ID and the value that we want to update into. So let us update it into a Singapore time. Once I've done this, let me add this map to my CDP. To add the map into the CDP command, we have to typecast driver into Chrome driver and use the typecasted reference to execute CDP command. And in the emulation, now we add the map that was just created. That's it. Now, if I navigate to the site again and try to check the time zone, it will return me a different time. Let's verify. If you notice, the time zone had been changed. The first one is for IST and the second one for Singapore Standard Time. So what we have done is exactly simulating the behavior that we saw manually in the browser by changing the time zone. Similarly, we can perform the same activity for latitude and longitude. We can change that and verify the result it returns is different. Let's do that. I had already kept all the locators in place. Let's execute it and verify the result without any change made yet. All right, it gave me a result. Now, if I do the override, I will get a different location from what we are seeing in the result as of now. So let's do that and verify. Same way as in time zone, we emulated the time zone ID. Here we want to emulate the location override. We are setting some random coordinates in our emulator and trying to verify if it gives us the result as per the change. On executing the code, if you see the result in the first one without any change, it had a different latitude and longitude. And once we have made the change, we are able to see that the same value is reflected in our result. So we were able to emulate the location and time zone through the CDP. This feature is available post Selenium 4. We can use this feature to automate scenarios where we are able to test the application from different locations. Interesting, isn't it? I'll come up with more interesting topics in the next episode. Till then, stay tuned. Happy coding.